I don't know where I lost the network though, but let me just quickly recap. I talked about energy as ability to do all kinds of works, and what is sustaining the world today. I mean, human existence is actually energy. And I talked about the units. You can see sometimes you hear joule. That means that is an expression of energy, but is actually related to a mechanical means of energy most of the time, like heat in steam, in hot water can be expressed as joule. But if you're using watt hour, that is actually more specific with electricity. That is why our bill comes in kilowatt hour, like the bills from utility. Trying to also let you know that energy is energy. That means it's the same everywhere. The same energy is just transformed to different forms. And that is what is actually, the analogy can be seen in the diagram on the screen. You see that chain. Chemical energy is contained inside fruits. If man eats this fruit, man will have energy to be able to do his activity of riding the bicycle. And when at the end of man's lifespan, the man will go inside the soil and turn to fossil. And that fossil is where we get our crude oil from and what we use to actually power our cars. You see, the crude oil was refined and got petrol out of it, and that is actually used by the car for movement. So that is actual, and that energy in the car is mechanical energy, energy of motion. That's like kinetic energy. The one inside the fuel is also chemical energy, and the other one too. The sun has this energy that is sustaining the world, and plants relies on this, and its energy is contained in the sun and radiant energy, sunlight, and that is photosynthesis, and the energy contained in tree is chemical, and from that biomass we'll still see how to use biomass to actually generate electricity. So when the trees die, you can actually use them, I mean, to burn them and generate electricity from it. And that electricity is an electrical energy, which can actually be converted again to heat up your water in the kitchen, I mean, through electric water heater. And that is actually a thermal energy. So the same energy from sun is converted to thermal at the end, but in just different forms. So where we'll actually look into implication of efficiency in trying to actually make an energy balance, because you can say it's not everything, every energy that is coming out of the sun turns to that useful energy to heat up the kettle. So most of the time, inefficiency will not make you get the full requirements that you need from that energy, but it will actually be lost as heat, not that is broken down. So that's confirmed that conservation of first law of conservation of energy that says that energy can neither be destroyed nor created, but can be transformed from one form to another. So it's not that there's a special energy that is being created, or you can actually destroy energy. You can only just transform it from one form to another. Okay. If there are questions, I'm sure we'll be looking at, will be shared by our moderator to tell us, then we can answer them. Please let us know if you have any question. So the next slide now. The next slide, introduction to energy. We would now be looking at different types of energy. Now we've been able to categorize energy. Has been the major energy sources have been able to be classified into two broad groups. Okay, every form of energy in this world can actually be classified into two broad groups: a non-renewable and renewable energy. So let's start with non-renewable energy before we delve into the renewable energy, which we actually be looking at today. I mean, during the course of this training. A non-renewable energy, without reading the literature out, is just the main thing for you to know about non-renewable energy is that it doesn't replenish itself in a short while. The oil that we are enjoying today to power our cars, to power our generators, and all sorts of applications they actually come from a non-renewable energy, especially the petroleum, like an example. And what happens is that these things were formed over 1,000,000 years. I mean, like over so many years. This decay process goes through a lot of phases over many years to be able to come back as crude oil, which we are now using. So the thing is, the one that you are taking out today, it will take a lot of time to replace that one. So any form of energy where the source cannot be replenished in a short while is called non-renewable energy. That means you are taking out from a limited source. So at one point, you might exhaust them. I mean, you shouldn't be looking at the world that is maybe it's coming to an end tomorrow. We should also be thinking about 1,000 years to come. I mean, the world can continue to go on. And if we continue to really explore this these resources that is non-renewable aspect of energy source, to replenish it back we might not have that time, I mean, for the availability. So all forms of energy that in form of fossil fuel, in form of coal, in form of natural gas, nuclear power, they are all example of non-renewable energy because it takes a lot of time for them to get replenished. Okay, so we look now, the next is to actually look at renewable energy sources. This is just the opposite of what we just discussed. This source of energy are the type of energy where they get replenished in a short while. Yes, the sun will be out during the day from maybe 9 a.m. and might set maybe around 6 p.m. Yes, it's not available throughout the day, but it's coming back tomorrow. So even if it's not coming back fully tomorrow, next might be, at least, it's not going to take many years before you see sun again. Another source of non-renewable is hydropower. We'll still look into them one after the other though. Like another example is this hydropower. This rain is always there. It's a cycle. The water comes, I mean, the sun comes out, melt the cloud, pour down, gets melted, turn into water, pour down as rain. The sun again will dry this water through evaporation. This water will go back to the cloud and form this cloud again. So it's a cycle and it's daily. I mean, for hydro, the river is always there. It might reduce, but it's always there, to be honest. And it will always come year in, year out. So it replenishes within a short while. So the main difference between non-renewable and renewable is the time it takes for them to get replenished. I'm not